Hi again. Wiping in a dungeon or a raid is a part of everyone's journey in World of Warcraft.
Leroy, you were just stupid as hell.
A lot of the time, it's not a specific one person's fault. It's usually more of a team effort to, well, suck.
At least I have chicken.
But today, I'm gonna tell you a story about the 3 times I personally caused 3 dungeon wipes, and even stick around to the very end to learn about the time I caused a Black Temple raid wipe. That was so bad I was kicked from the raid and DM slurs for the rest of my night.
Jenkins!
Okay, so after my last WoW video about one of the greatest dungeon runs I've ever had, go check that out if you haven't, I thought it would only be fair to talk about some of my worst runs. Now, do keep in mind that all of these happened before I started making videos, so I will be recreating every scene I talk about for you lovely people. So subscribe, because it was a pain to edit. Let me set the stage. It's January of 2021. Me and my friends had just started playing Classic WoW. We were mostly all noobs aside from our friend Justin, who was our sugar daddy and guided us through our journeys. We had a fairly okay Ragefire Chasm run, with the only issue being that we learned that I'm awful at controlling my hunter pet. Keep that in mind. A week later, we were at Wailing Caverns. After failing to jump into the Eye of the Skull to get that quest and having to reclimb the mountain twice, we entered the dungeon. I had also just learned how to use tab to swap targets quickly, so I was very excited to try it out. Keep that in mind. Wailing Caverns is laid out as this big multi-leveled entrance area. From there you can go 3 ways. You can go straight and free the sleeping dude stuck in the place, left and fight some dude who is good at putting you to sleep, and the largest area to the right, which is not important for the story. On the top level of this entrance area, there's a boss named Lady Anacondra. Keep that in mind. My group wanted to go left and take out the sleeper dude, Lord Cobron, first. So we cleared the crocs in the river that runs through the place and headed to sleep the sleeper. At this point, I'm goofing around and spamming the tab key and jumping and spinning in a circle as we march on, because I have the brain of a 4-year-old. Keep that in mind. And we keep marching on and clear the left wing fairly quickly and are just about to fight Lord Cobron.
I'm in danger!
When we hear Lady Anacondra shout at the top of her lungs, "None shall stand against the Serpent Lords!" And we're like, bro, what the fuck? Why is this game so glitchy? We chalked it off as it just being a classic Blizzard issue. None of us realized, though, that my pet was missing. While we were struggling, and I mean struggling to kill Cobron, because our shaman forgot to use his anti-sleep totems. So as we were about to kill Cobron, Lady Anacondra and her guards followed my pet all the way back to us, and they slaughtered everyone. I have no clue how I didn't notice my pet's absence, or the fact that it took them so long to show up, but anyway, I cucked the party because I somehow had my pet attack Lady Anacondra and no one knew about it. Okay, so this second one's a bit goofy. So we're in Gnomergan, and already this run has become legendary amongst my friend group for the amount of funny moments we had. The highlight was while Justin was explaining how to do this big jump and land on the large cog and skip the entirety of the central area, but before he could finish, our boy Tom just throws himself off and ends up slipping right off the gear and dying. After the shit show that was rezzing him while being attacked by goo monsters, we finished the dungeon. But as the pro gamers that we were, we did the fastest route and didn't kill all the mobs in our way. The final area of Gnomergan is dominated by this giant room with 2 elevators on either side. We foolishly thought that this was the only way in and out of the big room. Big mistake. As we leave, Justin's like, "Hey, watch this," and whips out his warrior hunting rifle and ass blasts a leper gnome. We laugh it off and leisurely stroll our way through our victory lap out of the dungeon when I realize I still have one more quest to do. It's this weird like armory puzzle quest, and Justin's like, "Oh yeah, right, follow me." And we get there and we're like, "Man, this is cringe, let's skedaddle." As we turn around, we realize there's an army of gnomes running our way. We panic and book it to the exit. Apparently there was another way out of the elevator room and it was full of mobs. Easily 24 mobs. No, 2 baker's dozen running us down. I even tried to get ahead a little bit by turning on Pack of the Cheetah, which increased the movement speed of the entire party, but the one downside is that it stuns a player when attacked. So I sacrificed all my friends who got stun locked as I sprinted away, and when they finally did catch up to me, I feigned death and managed to survive this goofy ass encounter. So it's mostly Justin's fault for pulling them all, but we would have almost been out of the dungeon at this point if I didn't make us do a detour. It also doesn't help that I sabotaged them in the end, but This next one is probably the stupidest reason for a wipe. So flash forward to TBC, we jump ship from Grobolus to Mancrit because my friends are pussies that hate PvP, and we made new characters. I found my calling as a mage this time around, and we decided to run Blackrock Depths. It's an amazing dungeon, but a long dungeon that takes you to the home of the Dark Iron Dwarves. After wiping once because our stupid random pulled the entire bar into a fight that was like a bad WWE segment, we made our way to the Emperor. After wiping again because we didn't move fast enough throughout the flame bit, we made our way to the throne room. We were tired after 4 hours at this point. The layout of this room was a large central rectangle audience hall with 2 elevated stands for onlookers. So as I hide against the wall of the stands at the very bottom, whipping out blizzard after blizzard, when I hear the devastating sound of a mob being pulled. Right above me at the edge of the stand was a dwarven guard, who then dragged every one of his 7 brothers, who in turn fucked us up and killed the entire party. Let's just say there was a lot of shouting in that call afterwards, but we did eventually beat it though. Now it's time that you've all been waiting for. How did I, Matt, wotlk, Scarlet Rock, single-handedly fuck an entire raid? A raid of 20 plus people, and it's such an important raid. Black Temple, the culmination of the Burning Crusade where we fight Big Man Illidan, the Betrayer? Well, I joined a random raid group right before Wrath was about to release, because I had realized I never ran BT and wanted to do so before battling Arthas. My friends were kind of on the outs with WoW at this point due to all the scandals, so I was flying solo. I joined a raid and we ran the thing and I'm having a blast. Unfortunately, we hit a roadblock faster than a drunk college kid at 3 a.m. because we came upon Illidan's main bitch, his mistress, his whore master, Mother Shazra. She's also known for giving WoW gamers boners in 2007 with such lines as, I'm always yours. So much for a happy ending. So business or pleasure? And you seem a little tense. Wow, Blizzard's horny, but so am I. But after wiping to her 2 times due to a number of reasons that were not my fault, our raid was restless. Some raid members were starting to get a little mad and were using the classic insult of noob to diss the leaders of my raid. They followed this up by pulling the lady way early while everyone else was being rezzed and reapplying buffs. Then they left the raid after we had all wiped for our 3rd time. The raid leaders were fed up with the trolling and threatened to kick the next loser who fucked them over. Well, spoiler alert, I was that loser. But accidentally though, accidentally. As I'm being summoned to the stone that was conveniently placed next to the big General Grievous lookalike, I was running back to my corpse when I accepted the summon request. And because I store WoW in my external hard drive, it doesn't run as fast as I would like it to. So, as I just see a loading screen, my raid sees me continuing to run right at her after being summoned, causing me to pull Mother Shazra and die just after loading in. This killed the entire raid. Well, those that had res from their last wipe. I was immediately kicked and called every slur imaginable for the rest of the night, but I was too damn stubborn to set it to ignore, so I took all the hate. I grew from the hate. I enhanced myself from the hate, baby. In reality, I was so pissed and angry, but looking back on it, that was so fucking funny. I don't know what Shazra was talking about, because that was a happy ending. Watch my Doom Eternal challenge video! See you guys, thanks for watching.